Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. Today, we are breaking down one of the most confusing topics for AWS users, the difference between CloudWatch, CloudTrail, and X-Ray. All three monitor your AWS environment, but they do very different things. By the end of this video, you will know exactly when to use which service and why. First, why monitoring matters. In the cloud, things move fast. You need to track performance, detect issues, analyze logs, follow user activity, and troubleshoot distributed microservices. AWS gives us three main tools for this. CloudWatch. It helps with performance and logs. CloudTrail. It helps with user and API activity tracking. X-Ray. It helps with request tracing and distributed apps. Let's break each one down. Let's discuss about CloudWatch first. CloudWatch is AWS main performance monitoring service. Think of it as your application's dashboard. It helps you monitor metrics, for example, CPU, memory, disk network, logs from Lambda, EC2 APIs, and more. It also helps you with alarms, notify you when things go wrong, and we can also visualize everything from dashboards. You use CloudWatch when you want to answer, is my application healthy? Why is this instance slow? Are my APIs performing well? Let's discuss about this with one example. Imagine your EC2 instance CPU spikes. CloudWatch can track the CPU metric. It can trigger an SNS alert and even scale your auto-scaling group automatically. Basically, CloudWatch equals to metrics, logs, and alarm. Now, let's discuss about CloudTrail. CloudTrail is not about performance. It's about governance, auditing, and security. CloudTrail tells you who did what in your AWS account. It records API calls, console actions, when resources were created or deleted, IAM changes, security events. CloudTrail answers who deleted my S3 bucket, when was this IAM role created, which user made this API call. So, let's discuss it with one of the CloudTrail example. Say someone accidentally terminates a production EC2 instance. With CloudTrail, you can see which user or role made the request, from which IP, at what time, using which API. CloudTrail equals to API auditing and security tracking. Now, let's discuss about AWS X-Ray. AWS X-Ray helps developers trace requests through microservices. It shows a map of your applications as requests move through API Gateway, Lambda, EC2, DynamoDB, third-party services. It answers questions like, where is my request slowing down? Which microservices is causing latency? Why is my API timing out? One of the examples for AWS X-Ray is, imagine a user request hits a API gateway to Lambda to DynamoDB. X-Ray can show each hop, latency per service, errors, bottlenecks. X-Ray equals to distributed tracing and performance debugging. Now let's compare all three services side by side, because this is where most people finally get the special moment. CloudWatch focuses on performance monitoring. It collects metrics, logs, and events so you can understand how your application and AWS resources are behaving. If you're trying to answer questions like, is my system healthy? Or, why is this instance running slow? CloudWatch is the tool you use. CloudTrail. It is, on the other hand, is all about security, auditing, and compliance. It records every API call and every action taken in your AWS account. If you ever wonder who changed this configuration or who deleted that resource, CloudTrail gives you the answer. And when we have AWS X-Ray, which is used for distributed tracing, it helps you follow the journey of a single request as it travels across microservices. When you need to troubleshoot high latency or identify exactly which service is causing issues, X-Ray gives you a visual map of the request flow. So in simple terms, CloudWatch equals to performance and metrics, CloudTrail equals to security and API activity, X-Ray equals to tracing and deep debugging. Together, they give you full visibility into what's happening in your AWS environment, from operations to security to application internals. Here is when you should reach for each tool. Use CloudWatch when you want operational visibility. Use CloudTrail when you need security visibility. Use X-Ray when you need application-level tracing. And yes, most production environments use all three together. Let's walk through a real scenario. Your API is slow and customers are complaining. CloudWatch shows high latency on the API. X-Ray identifies the DynamoDB queries at the bottleneck. CloudTrail reveals a user recently changed the DynamoDB provision capacity. 3 tools, 3 perspective, 1 solution. And that's the difference between CloudWatch, CloudTrail, and X-Ray. If you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe for more cloud tutorials. Tell me in the comments, which AWS service should I explain next?